There we go. Hey, how is everyone today? Good morning. Just gonna wait a couple seconds for people to get in here. Oh wait, I got that pulled up so I could hear the music. My bad. And read the chat. How's life for everyone? Today we're gonna be talking about some Katsu. First, before we get into everything, I'm gonna just look over the deck, kind of talk about matchups and things like that. Just kind of give a rundown of where I think Katsu is in the meta. We might take a second look at all the heroes. I kind of wanted to do like maybe like a tier list of the matchups and stuff, kind of like how Rhea did for Prism, but didn't know if I didn't know how to set that all up. So I'm just gonna kind of freehand it, but just talk about a few matchups and things like that where I think he is in the meta. I think he's strong, but definitely got knocked down a peg when Dromai left. But how's that RT? Not RTN Pro Quest season going for people? Probably not going to be a huge stream today, just because it is that last day. People are going for that invite if they haven't got it already, or that gold foil, or just playing to play at their locals. I just didn't have anything set up today. That's why I haven't been streaming for a while, just because I was trying to get the gold. We didn't get there, but my brother actually got there last night. He won his first ever you know RTN Pro Quest kind of thing. He was playing Prism. I'm probably gonna make a tweet about it later today. He also got a Goliath Gauntlet for his gold foil. He won the whole thing, didn't split. Beat a KO in the finals playing Prism, which is a tough matchup. But yeah, that was exciting. So I guess I am. Oh, is it quiet? Here, let me turn it up for you. Here. Oh. I can turn up my decibel for my mic. Just give me 1 second. Bring that back up. I just learned how to do this today. All right, so I turned it up just a little bit. Is that a little bit better? Sound a little bit better? Okay, sounds good. Second at your PQ, losing to Victor. I beat in Swiss, playing Katsu, of course. That is what happened to me. I can actually kind of go over my Katsu journey over the past couple weeks. Since the start of ProQuest season. Before I get into it, kind of let y'all know where I've been at with the deck and kind of the little bit of an unfortunate run I've had with Katsu. So it started with Battle Hard in Atlanta weekend because Card Guys, a lot of us are based out of Alabama and Atlanta. I live in Atlanta, so it was only 40 minutes away from my house. Love you in the best ninja. Aw, Sean, you're great. I missed you yesterday. Sorry I couldn't come. Work had me. But I played Battle Hard in Atlanta, which I still believe Katsu was a great pick for that tournament because of Dromai, because KO's still lurking around. And I think that, that's right after Pro Tour. So Hatchet Story, I think Katsu's very good into Hatchet Story. Um, but what happened was round one Battle Hard in Atlanta. We saw Victor, kind of unfortunate game. One of those kind of games where the deck just didn't want to function. I was at 17 life, took 8 damage. That was, just regular Thunderquake. Had double Art of War in my hand. Played Tunic Art of War, drew nothing. Drew Salt Lagoon, so I pitched a red Ancestral Empowerment, played the other Art of War, drew another Art of War, and I'm like, well, I'm already 2 Art of Wars deep, so yeah, I played a Be Like Water and with Ancestral Empowerment, but he blocked over by 3, so I couldn't get the Katsu trigger on it because I think he realized it was bricking. So just couldn't get anything going that turn, then died because that was all the gas in my deck. So took a round 1 loss there, then died to a Reinhardt of all things. Played Dig Up Dinner 3 times in a row when he was in Kadachi Lock, 3 turns back to back to back. And so that kind of won him the game, but it was a super fun, good game. So we got 18th at Battle Hard in Atlanta, 6-2 bubble. Obviously lost round 1, so you kind of just know that if you don't go X1 or lose in the very last round, you're just gonna bubble out. That happened. The PTI Plus event next day, Battle Hard in Atlanta. So the one that Casanova won on Levia. Actually got to have dinner with Casanova too, so they're great people. Um, but so what happened in that one? Round 1 loss to Kasai, which I thought was due to player skill. I was like, damn, I just really suck into the Kasai matchup. I need to get better at it. But after playing with good Kasais, playing against mid-level Kasais, I feel like it's just super unfavored for Katsu, and I actually took a loss to it this weekend against a very good Kasai, but it was in the craziest of fashions, and it kind of goes into why I think that matchup is so unfavored. But yeah, round 1 loss there. lost to Aggro Blaze in my winning in for top 8, the second to last round because we were both X1 losing in round 1. He was on Victor because Aggro Blaze is always on Victor. Yeah, so against Kasai and Dory, do you just say no blocks and don't care and just run them over? So here's the issue with Kasai, not Dory, is Dory, she's very face up with her damage and you know what she's doing, right? So it's like that first hatchet comes in for 2 most of the time. You just block 2 or 3 on it. It doesn't get buffed like Centauri Saber or Hot Streak, doesn't have a shitty on hit effects like that. And you know if you block that, you're basically denying them that third hit. So you can trade life very evenly in that game. And they also just don't have ways to pull out like Kasai does. Because Kasai, with a 1-card hand, can present so much damage. Even a no-card hand, I had like that game I played against a very good Kasai. What happened was this last weekend where I played a pro. I'll get back into the whole story of my run, but just want to talk about this game. So he was playing like super defensive Kasai, like, flick flack, fate for scenes. Is that all you got? 3 take it on the chins, like pretty much. I think that's standard Kasai at this point, but like I felt like the extra take it on the chins and the extra is that all you got, and balance of justice, of course. It was just a lot. I had an Ancestral Harmony turn, Art of War turn, 40 plus damage. And we drew because we were already locked in for top 8, so we were playing slow. It was a smaller tournament, so we knew the last round didn't matter. So we were playing like really methodically, but we just kind of looked at the top cards of our deck, and if he would have had 1 or 2 more turns, he would have won. I did 40 damage in 1 turn, got him down to 8 life, and then after I got him to 8 life, I drew like Surging Natty combo back to back. And he still would have won just because, hey, on the turn where I did 40 damage and he blocked his whole hand, he made he made 2 vigors the turn before, and he made an agility. So he got to crack his gold, get a card, draw a card, swing twice for free, and have an arsenal. And I'm just like, the fact that I high rolled you and you still would have won is just crazy. Very good Kasai player, but that just goes to show you how bad of a matchup that is for Katsu. I literally did the thing that beats most Victor players, doing that kind of thing. And yeah, it didn't matter. Oh, and off the Ancestral Harmony, I had like a Dishonor off the top. So it was like the actual highest of high rolls that you could have had. And I drew like Natty combo off the Art of War. So it was crazy. I didn't even need the Katsu trigger that turn. That's how good it was. Yeah, but getting into the whole run. So I played that Kasai round 1 of the Pro Quest Plus at the day after Battle Hard in Atlanta. Lost to Victor for the winning in. Got 12th, I think, at that. So bubbled again. It sucks. Next week, second week of Pro Quest season, Dromai has LL'd. Going into the meta with Katsu, I was like, okay, I might play something else, but I like Katsu a lot. I think he's really fun, and I have like 300 games into him. So I think it's just correct for me to like just ship Katsu and play him. So play him, make it to the finals of the first Pro Quest that I play, lose to Prism in the finals in like an hour-long grindy matchup. Kind of unfortunate. The guy didn't want to split. It's all right. That's part of it. Part of card games. So we didn't get the invite, didn't get the gold, went home with a red in the ledger mat, and very sad. Then the next day, same Prism player, very good Prism player, local guy, Andrew Cook. Shout out to him. He also top 8 at the Battle Hard in Atlanta. I lost round 1 to, oh no, I didn't lose round 1. I lost round 2 to Kasai the next day, and then I lost round 4 to the Prism player who beat me the previous day, and that made me get 9th or 10th, I believe. So we bubbled out of that one. Then this last weekend, we played a Pro Quest, and we got 9th at that one because I lost round 1 to KO of all things. It was like the first KO game I lost in a while, but it was to a misplay that didn't seem like a misplay at the time. and if I drew a little bit better, it wouldn't have been a misplay. But it's just kind of one of those flesh and blood moments, basically. KO. It was he already used flesh bag. We are both at 19, around 20 life. I think he was at 24. I was at 19. He sends a send packing for 7. I have an Art of War and Arsenal. I have natural combo in my hand. Um, but I decide the Art of War is worth fighting for. So I block 7 and return a standing order. And he blocks 3, takes 1, and next turn goes send packing again. Like, that's really annoying. So I block, send my little bit of damage. Arsenal the Art of War again. Third turn in a row, he goes swing big. I'm like, all right, I'm at like 15 or something. I'm like, I'll take it. Yep, eat that swing big. That's fine. And he's like, command and conquer. I'm like, holy shit, you have juiced me for 3 turns over this Art of War. I wish I would have just like let that thing just die that first turn and went natural combo on you. So defended the Art of War again, played another turn. He had another turn, and then I did get the Art of War off. It was a big turn. It just was like 3 damage under lethal, so he got to keep a card and then go swing big for 10, which just ripped my hand, and he got me. But yeah, we got 9th at that one. And then the next day after that, I drove all the way like crazy, 4.5-hour drive to go to Tennessee because it was the last one I could attend. And I was like, I just really want to get there. And we drive to Tennessee. We lose to 2 Kasai's, but somehow we still make top 8 at 8th place. And I'm like, let's go. And then we get KO'd in top 8. Cool line. I mean, not cool line, but I had to take a line that was like, I win the game on the spot, I lose the game on the spot. You know, talked it out with the Kano. He's like, it's definitely correct to do that, but he just had Wildfire in Arsenal turn 0 and had the Blazing on turn 3. That's just how the Kano goes. So we died in top 8. So kind of an unfortunate run I've had with Katsu, but all that to explain just where my head's at with the deck and what my experience has been playing Katsu, what results I've been getting with him. But I feel like he's in a decent spot. I haven't tested much this week since Sash came out, so I don't know if that KO matchup is still as favored as it was before. Here, if we want, we can just quickly go to the heroes right here and just kind of look and just talk about like what do I think is favored, what I think is unfavored, and like talk about like is there anything that's crazy bad for you. But I think pretty much like definitely a tougher matchup. Call plus something else into their turns. Yeah, I assume that the 2 block would help a lot with Sash. That alone just being a lot, because being able to cover a surging that's coming in for 4 or 5 evenly, or if it's a yellow surging coming in for 4, blocking 1 over it just an extra time really sucks. Or now they have the ability to just like push 6 armor in front of a surging without using their intimidate, which is also crazy in itself, which I hate that. But I haven't played it, but I'm sure like, and especially now the Blood Rush high rolls are higher than they've ever been before. But matchups, Arachne, I feel like you fat deck, it's favored. They present damage, you present more, you can, you know, your whole thing is comboing off on one big turn. Azalea, I feel like this is a reason to play Katsu, because I feel like you're very favored into Azalea. Now, Azalea can high roll. She can rend the ledger turn 0 or 1 and just keep that going, and you'll never get a turn, but it has to be kind of like something biblical where it's like you let them go first, you're going second, they turn 0, rend the ledger you, and then they continue to loop it, and you also just draw no warmongers or no CNCs, because usually that can help you break rend in the ledger loop just by drawing one of those 6 cards, and you play those 6 cards to help you out with this matchup. So overall, I feel like if it's an even Katsu game, even Azalea game, Katsu's going to take it because Azalea can't block for shit. And that's just how it's going to go most of the time. Betsy, Horse Bravo, The list I'm playing has reinforced the line, so Azalea as soon as you see. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then Azalea is like, the issue with Azalea is like a lot of times they just gotta let you have it because they don't block well, and if they block 5 or 6 on a surging, and then you have the whelming, they just get so blown out. It's not even worth it for them to block. So they just have to let that surging hit, block the whelming when that does come down, or that's what they should be doing is let that surging hit, block the whelming when that comes down, but sometimes you already have the whelming or you didn't have the whelming and then you just get to like have a crazy turn that you weren't supposed to have because theoretically they can't really unless they sense that you probably don't have the whelming, then that's a way. But that just goes into like you're reading your opponent, how the game's going, all that. Bravo, haven't played Bravo in so long, but I assume it's pretty favored because we're playing flicks, the reinforce the lines, and we're just comboing off on one turn. And this is Worst Victor, and Worst Victor, but also has hit effects unlike Victor, so and Dominate. So it can go back and forth. I played a lot of Bravo into Ninja, and I always felt like it was more Ninja favored than Bravo favored, but a skilled Bravo could get there, especially if they're just on 3 flick flags. But since you have the 2 reinforce the line in my list, I feel like that hedges you just a little bit. Dash IO, 50-50. You're just racing. OG Dash, I feel like it's not favored, but it's like 60-40. You can still win. You can still high roll. They're just like mathematically a little bit better than you. They block well when they need to block well. They have a brick hand. That's like the big thing. They have like a little bit of armor as well. They have Balance of Justice that they can play that can just, even if you are high rolling, they can kind of get back into the game. They have ways to play. Dorinthia, Dawnblade, unfavored. Hatchets, very favored, I think. Their damage is face up when it's hatchets, and you can set up a tenacity. Art of War, double Art of War, tenacity turn, big damage. I feel like it's just pretty straightforward. That's not out yet. Fi, you're the better ninja. Kano, 50-50. There's going to be Kano high rolls. There's going to be Katsu high rolls. I would probably, playing the Katsu side so much, I'm like, damn, I would rather be on the Kano side, but I'm sure on the Kano side, they would rather be on the Katsu side. So I think that's just a straight 50-50, but you can beat Kano. That's the good thing. Kisai, unfavored. Katsu, 50-50. This probably now closer to 50-50 than it felt like a 70-30 before. But now this is probably closer to like a 55-45 Katsu the 55 or 60-40. Levia. I always felt like this was favored for Katsu, but great Levias could definitely make it a 50-50, kind of just who high rolls a little bit better. They have a good armor suite. They have Flesh Bag. If you're playing into Levia, just make sure you're arsenaling your Whelming Gust Waves and your Descending Gust Waves. That way, you're not getting blown out by Flesh Bag. Against all brutes, try to do that. Max, you're favored. That's good because Max is on the come up because of Prism. Sorry. Olympia, worst Dorinthia, so definitely favored. Prism. Now, this is the big matchup that I have dedicated so much armor in the 2-for-8 trades. Yeah, they are insane. So, how I like to take the Levia matchup is it's okay to block, it's okay to attack, and the biggest thing is just trying to not let them flip. In my opinion, that's going to be the hardest thing to tackle. It's not letting them flip. So what I try to do is like get them, trade with them, block a little. You play. I think you should play Flick Flax in that matchup. Trade, block a little, get the life about even parity or even a little bit lower. Like you're at 10, they're at 20. Take the tempo by going down to 10 or whatever, and then when you have your 20 damage Art of War turn, you kind of just want to line it up with that when they're at about like 24-ish life. That way you can just deal all your damage, get the husk and force them to go under 13 in one turn. So it's just hard because good Levi players will hold on to that flesh bag for like the last moment. So sometimes you have to do like two of those turns, but definitely I think it's 50-50. I don't think it's unfavored necessarily, but it's close. It's close. Prism though, this matchup, I'm just gonna say it fucking sucks for Katsu. I've tried so many things, and I've come to the conclusion because my brother, obviously, he plays Prism. I played a lot of Prism. I played into a lot of Prism as Katsu. I've tried multiple things: Mask of Momentum, Mask of the Pouncing Links. Right now, I'm playing Flick Knives in my deck to try and make the matchup. I have Standing Orders, Command and Conquers, so much in there, and it just feels like they beat you on all axes. Because if you're going, I'm gonna throw damage at you, right? They're like, I'm gonna throw damage at you, and it has hit effects. And when it hits, I get to block as well. And they're above rate cards. But if you go so defensive on them with this specific list, you kind of negate your consistency. So when they do give you an off turn, you have hands that are like Flick Flack, Reinforce the Line, Art of War, and a blue. And it's just like, okay, I guess I'll do nothing with this hand. I'll Kadachi, pass. Like, and that's what happened to me in my finals game against Prism in a Pro Quest, where I had the tech to stop the Heralds, but it actually came down to fatigue, where since I was blocking so much, he was at Kadachi lock at 1 life. But I had 4 cards left in deck, so he just attacked me. I had a block. He blocked out the Kadachis, and he won. So that's not what happened in the game, but that's what would happen. I just made a play where I knew that was going to happen, but I just was like, okay, if you have a Herald in your hand, you pretty much win. He had Erudition, he won. But I had 4 cards left in deck, so I was dead no matter what. Yeah, so I just feel like Prism's just such a rough matchup. You want to play defensive, you want to play aggro, but you can't do both. And they also just have Judgment that turns a card face down, so they get to like just have a face-up armor that's basically negating Mask of the Pouncing Links in value-wise. And then they also have Herald of Judgment, which for some, it gives me PTSD from my Chain days, because apparently that card just like it just shits on Katsu too. So with all that said, also the fact that they can go in resolution step, Halo the thing you just searched with Katsu, that's a fucked up ruling. First off, it shouldn't be like that. But secondly, against Katsu, going cracking Goliath Gauntlet Erudition for 7 dominate. You don't have a popper in your hand. You have 2 armor. You're like, okay, let 7 come through. They get 30 value off of that. Or like something crazy, because they get 7 from the Erudition, draw 2 cards, so we're at 13. Awaken, usually if they have 2 soul, which they'll have 1 at least. So as long as they have 1 other soul from something else that they did. Awaken the Figment of Erudition, they get a Ponder, so we were at 13, now we're at 16 value. They awaken the Erudition, it attacks for 4, so we're at 20. It blocks for 4, we're at 24. And it draws 2 more cards, so we're at 30 value. 2 card 30. Name any other deck in the game that does 2 card 30. Oh, not to mention that, yeah, okay, we're calculating the value of 3, but usually the Herald that hits afterwards also has a hit effect as well. Yeah, other aggro decks with 9 armor is annoying. Exactly, I feel like that's what was making Katsu so good, is like his damage was just so crazy. And now it's like kind of getting evened out, especially now with Prism out there, who's just like taking names and winning so many pro quests, and she's just a part of the meta. And it just feels like that matchup's off. But if you're a skillful Katsu player, you can get there. And if the Prism is less experienced in the matchup, you can get there. That's why I'm playing Flick Knives. to kind of mess with the Prism's head a little bit, to kind of make them misplay, hopefully, trying to play around the Flick Knives, make things more annoying for them. Because at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like it's you have to high roll, or you have to just get a little bit lucky and outskill your opponent a little bit. Tough matchup. Reinar, I would say favored or 50-50. Riptide, unfavored. Found that out, played against a good Riptide player. But yeah, not a great matchup. Bolton, not a great matchup. Teklo, have not played a Teklo Boston, and I'm scared to play into a Teklo Boston. I assume this matchup's awful because they just block you out, get more block on the armor, and then they just go, I don't care if you tenacity me. I'm gaining 20, 30 life this game. Sure, whatever. Azuri, good matchup. Victor, we all know Victor's trash. Viserai, aggro deck, so 50-50. They block pretty well, actually. Lost to a aggro Vis for a winning in to one of my Pro Quests. The aggro Vis ended up winning the Pro Quest too. So, just if they see the cards that make the aggro list good, like the Mordreds, the Rebels early, this guy, he saw 2 Rebels and 2 Mordreds early on, so couldn't do anything about that. They can get there in OTK Vis. I feel like it's weird because if you you can set up a double Art of War on them. You have play into them, but sometimes your deck just doesn't line up like that every game. You can try to set it up. Sometimes on your Art of Wars you brick. Sometimes on your, on your go off turns you don't go off as much as you wanted to. And a deck that's like solely just blocking you out and making rune chance, it can get difficult. But I feel like both versions pretty much 50-50, if not a little bit Katsu favored. Vincent favored, obviously. So overall, Tekla like fatigue. Easier Guardian. Okay, so I didn't know that we're actually one of the decks that they don't want to see. That's good to know. I just don't have any good Teklos, or I have no Teklos. I'm not even going to say good Teklos. I just have no Teklos locally, and on Talishar, I've never paired into a Teklo Boston on Katsu. Maybe because, like you're saying, it is a bad matchup for them, and they just don't want to play it. But that's good to know. So overall, I feel like it's okay for you in the meta. Like, I just feel like the Prism and the Victor being so bad for you. And Kasai as well. And these are just, like, such represented decks in the meta. It's rough. You can still get there. There's still a lot of good 50-50s in favorable matchup. You rolled a Teklo. Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that Teklo's a decent matchup then, because I thought it would be unfavored, but I am glad to hear that. Yeah, but for the most part, you're not great into the Warriors. I feel like the only 2 Warriors you're favored into is Olympia and Hatchet Story specifically. Bolton, Dawnblade Dory, and Kasai, I just feel like they're all losing matchups. And you gotta play from behind the entire game, and then, if you have a game like I did where you super high rolled someone and it didn't matter, that kind of sucks as well. But talked about the matchups enough. Gonna just look over the deck real quick, and then after we do that, we'll get into some games. But it's a pretty standard Katsu list. Pretty much same as last time. Main new addition, standing order for Prism to make that matchup a little bit better. Yeah, it just, Kasai just never feels fun. It's just she gets so much value from the gold. It really is that, and you can't block the gold because it's like whenever you try to block a Kasai, I feel like they always have like a Blade Flurry, or like a few Kasais I played were like Iron Song response yellow, and I'm just like, why are you playing that card? So it's just kind of rough because you want to play it mid-rangey, but you can't all the time or your hand just doesn't allow you to. Sorry, we went too far down. So yeah, pretty much just standing order, new edition, same Same thing, playing the Warmongers main board, playing the Ancestral Harmonies main board. Um, and I'm not playing the pudding like the E strikes. I'm playing more of the surgings. I'm playing more of the descendings. So for me, the ceiling is higher on my list, but the floor is a little bit lower than most lists because of the nature of it. But I feel like into those like the Tiki matchups, you kind of need the ceiling to be a little bit higher. Um, and then the sideboard, pretty self-explanatory. Command and Conquer's all-around good card. Prism, Azalea, Bolton, Flick Flack, all-around good card. Reinforce the line. That's probably the most flexible one that you could change out how you want. I played a couple of Zuris in ProQuest season, and it was wonderful in my Zuri game, so it won me those matchups, I think. And of course, if you see a random Bravo as well, those are really good. I don't know if Dawnblade Dory. Dawnblade Dory, if you know they're on Dawnblade, that's the only way I would play it in this meta. Because if you just know the person's on Dawnblade, other than that, it's all right. Tenacity is Tenacity. AB2 just seems to be the best setup. There's games where you're gonna hate the AB2. There's games where the AB2 wins you the game, and I played all the arcane configurations. This just is the best one in my opinion because you get to keep the breaking scales, and the pouncing links. Flick Knives for Prism, Tunic for the long grindy matchups. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, let's get into some games real quick. Again, like I say, like every stream, I'm sorry I'm just about to switch my computer. Just bought a new computer. I'll have it ready for next time with the streaming. This computer though won't let me full screen without completely making the look awful. So we got Azalea. Let me make sure that my sideboard button was right. And you guys are gonna think, oh, so we need to put the Command and Conquers in. That's not correct. But the Command and Conquers are in, but I actually leave Flick Flacks out of the matchup. I don't think you need them. I think if you're playing Flick Flacks, you're like expecting the game to like not necessarily like you're playing to lose per se, but I'm actually gonna leave a standing order in over that. Not saying like, oh, you're playing to lose, but I'm just saying like blocking 4 usually doesn't do anything. Blocking 7, like if they're gonna red in the ledger dominate you, it's usually for like way more than that. This is a hand. I almost want to like Kadachi to see if they'll just send it. Yeah, I just want to Kadachi. I was like, maybe do I Kadachi to see if they block a card on that? But I guess if we draw a 1 cost, like a little bit. That's fine. Yep, here's that big boy, red in the ledger. Does it dominate? No. At least we can block it out. So 11. It's got the inertia on it. We want to keep that ancestral, so it's worth that 1 block right there. But hey, I know it was a good hand and everything, but at least we got it out of got that out of the arsenal. I mean, he's off an arsenal. It wasn't dominated, so I'm actually okay with that. I'm so okay with that. Flip into a pump, pump, pump. Codex. Red. 15. Seek and destroy. So he is just ripping our hand. And yeah, we can't really do anything about that. Or actually, I'm thinking like maybe we just send 3 at him because it's better value to get that out of the arsenal too. Instead of 2 block, we're getting 4 damage across. Sure. Damage. Right now, we're chilling with that. Rain Razors. Codex. Don't think it can be a... What did they get? Endless Arrow. So we have a few things we can do. Next turn, we can just like surging 100. I want to get the bonds for the next turn just to set it up. I'm gonna discard 100 here. And what I'm going to try to do is just like make it seem I want that to hit, that surging strike to hit, and then feint in like a command and conquer. Holy shit, we're just getting juiced here. Absolutely juiced. So we're going to seem like we got the combo. Oh wait, this is Seek and Destroy? Shit. Did not see that. That is a big misplay by me. No, we won't break that. So I guess here, let's just go ahead and destroy links because we're probably not going to get another chance. No. Play that out. We'll play a Sad Bonds out. This Azalea has been pure gas 50-50 matchup rip. I mean, it's just how it goes. Like in the first like 4 turns, he saw like Ren the Ledger Codex, then he saw another Codex to get back. It's just played the spawns. See, Katsu can fight back. I know we don't have a block on it, but I think we kind of need to dishonor him here to like get him to block and kind of like get back into the game. So I'm actually gonna grab a dishonor. Yeah. That's active, brother. See, I mean, like, we were under frailty and everything, but we still managed to get the game even. It was a sick turn, but it was a misplay because I didn't even see the Seeking Destroy there, but I don't think you should get bonds, but it worked out. Yeah, it's a hand. You know, don't. This is like the hands I've been drawing at ProQuest and stuff. Like, oh, it's actually hilarious. I think at the last like 2 ProQuests I played, every single round, every time I win the die roll and I'm like, um, you go first. It's just been like, nah, here's an Art of War in your hand, turn 0. All right. All right, so here, this is how you'll win more games of Flesh and Blood. You don't play around Rain Racers, all right? And if they have it, they have it. And that's fine because we weren't winning that game no matter what. Here, let's see if he'll be down with a quick one. No? Okay. We'll go back. Change that. Oop. I'm okay taking an L to that crazy Azalea stuff right there. We almost brought it back, but not much you can do. That was just a really powerful Rain Racers turn too, because it was like 9 if I block 9, had the Rain Racers anyway, the Endless Arrow had go again on it, then the Bullseye Bracers. That felt like a Lexi turn right there. Oh sweet. Azuri. Don't think I have a Azuri button, do I? Let me see. Let me see what if I agree with my own thoughts. I don't agree with not putting those in. But I think I do agree with playing more than 60 cards. I definitely want. Actually, I actually like Hardened Cross Traps into this matchup because I don't want to Arsenal anything. I just want my hands to be like gasoline back to back to back. Yeah, I'm cool with 63 just on the off chance they're on like a contract build. We'll go ahead, try to get some juice in with these Kadachis. It is tempting right here. We'll just see what we draw. I like these turn 0 combo turns. All right, how's that Arsenal disruption that you're gonna draw into next turn? I'll take a 5 damage turn 0. And the next hand's like, nope, you thought. Yeah, that Command and Conquer. Fuck up with the Dishonor, get in the grave. So then this is like, should I be a a super good player moment where it's like, should I block 3 and then say like, nah, he's not gonna react. He's not gonna break this that early, is he? No, no, no. We'll just block 6 and be okay with it. I hate doing this, but I feel like we had to with that hand that we drew, that clunker. Speaking of clunkers, I wish these cards had go again. Oh wait, I thought this was a standing order. Okay, so we have now the question is, I don't like having to like keep fighting for this Art of War. I don't know. Sending 6 is just like what they want anyway. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get rid of the Art of War. It seems to be more of an aggro build or like the mid-rangey build. Here's your trap. Okay, that's fine. Nope. Yeah, but overall in the matchup, don't want to arsenal at all, because the more you arsenal, the better their hands get. That's how I look at it. Because most their best cards are like the arsenal disruptions, like Leave No Witness and Command and Conquer. Shakedown and Surgical Extraction are all right, but Surgical Extraction being the better one, obviously. But Shakedown, like, sometimes you get hands where they call the wrong pitch. Like, you have like 2 yellows and 2 blues in hand, and they go red, and you're like, okay, that did nothing. And sometimes, like, they take 1 red out of your hand, and it didn't really do anything anyway. This hand, get behind. Cool 4 on it. Don't blame him. Like, this turn, we're gonna arsenal this Bonds, and it's just gonna make his hand so much better, most likely. Okay, you didn't have the arsenal disruption. You get lucky for a turn. Let's go. I've seen a good amount. How many? These are our first Bonds that we're seeing. Okay. Kind of sucks because the hand is kind of reliant on hitting. We could be stuck pretty bad. Because if we go Surging, he blocks 4. Then we go Be Like Water, he blocks 4. We're left with the Bonds in hand, Bonds in arsenal. And we can't really do anything. I guess we would pitch 1 Bonds to Kodachi. But if we're going to do that, the issue is the Be Like Water has no hit effect, but without it, okay, never mind. He blocked it, even though we didn't have 1 floating. So I guess we did the right play there. See, and then this is the issue. Now we have to, but we got standing order. So there is an argument. Maybe you try to play for that around something. I don't know. I'm just gonna feel like that's just the correct one. Get rid of that. Bro, he hit me with the inertia. 3 damage. But now that we got some more people in here, how did everyone else's ProQuest season go? At the beginning of the stream, I kind of told my bad beats of it all. But for everyone else, did it go pretty well? His hand just kind of like, I guess if he rips the surging, it's bad ish. Shakedown. We can't really play around anything if he does. We just hope he doesn't have a surgical extraction here. Like, we can block one card to play around surgical extraction, but it doesn't play around anything else. Okay, death touch. That's fine. We're so okay with that. And we'll blue whelming. Do we just, how many surgings have we seen? 2. The only reason I'm arsenaling this card is because even if he has leave no witness here, it doesn't matter. Okay, so then this hand's kind of weird because if that was any other color bonds, we'd be so happy with this hand because we're like, okay, full combo, let's just go in. But we kind of have to break those. So we could go. Here, do we have bonds in there? We have A bonds in there. So what I'm gonna do here is go. No, actually, I think I should have just not. We could go like, yeah, I'm okay with this. We're gonna go bonds for a bonds, basically. And we can get dishonor out, and it will be active. And he's blocked with a lot of his hand here, so head. Search another one. Don't want to activate anything just yet. How much would that? So it would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we will see how he blocks the bonds here. If he says no blocks, I actually think it's You just get dishonor because it's active. Yeah, but I think here, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get a better spot to play it than for 7. Now we did lose value on the Breeze Rider, which is alright. It's not great, but I feel like sometimes it's alright to lose the value on it if you are just put in that spot. Obviously, we're passing because it's fine. 2 extra cards. Just eat 7. And I'm actually gonna Arsenal here just to entice him to play some Arsenal disruption over hand disruption. Okay, and he just didn't have any disruption, or hasn't had any disruption so far. Let's go again. Not +2, so possibly a leave no witness. Codex, okay. I guess it also just played around us getting Codex as well, which is fine. Then here, funny line, if we still had Breeze Rider boots, we could actually, like, I guess we'd be 1 short. But I never thought about that. You could, if you had Breeze Rider, you could go Bonds and then, like, crack Breeze Rider if they let it hit, and then you play your Dishonor for 4. Okay, so we don't have Kadachi's next turn, so that changes what we're gonna do. That comes in for 1, which is annoying. So we go pitch, hold the Bonds in hand. It's kind of rough, because we're getting 2 cards at least off of that. But we just can't leverage Kadachi's. He's definitely blocking the Surging, because he's not going to let that hit. So then it's just like, what to do after that. It's probably best to just... We'll just take our 2 cards with the Surging. Throw Flusterfist for 1 and be happy with it. Only one card on the Surging. Sad. Nope. Put it in ours. We'll take it. We'll take it. Four, the most he could have is 9 here. I mean, not the most he could have. The most he could have is 7 here. Or I guess he could have another codex. Well, 4, 7, 1 off flick knives. We're not dying to anything there. Okay. I think we're all right with this. Okay. I think we win now. I believe that is good game. Ooh, okay. We get the overblock. Here we go. Play this bonds. Go ahead, search a Descendant. Yellow. This is why I like to play the extra Descendants. I know, the pudding list doesn't, but this is why I like to. No, we do not want to activate Katsu's ability because we just want to pitch that right there. He's got to give us 3 block on this. 2 block. Tempting here to go ahead and just pop this to get 2 break points. I don't think it matters either way, though. Yeah, I don't think it matters either way. And then here, let's just go ahead, check our grave before we search out a fluster or a dishonor that we don't have. So we have 1, 2 red fluster in there. We have none, not pitch. With Katsu, you always gotta be a little careful. So we should have a dishonor left. I guess we'll go ahead and search the dishonor, keep the threat density in our deck high, because the fluster is always 4 and the dishonor is conditionally 4. And here he has to overblock by 1 or he dies. Get that out of the way. See if that wins. And it does. Good game. I forgot to send the other person. Good game. But that's a good game. Sorry, didn't mean to make the whole screen black. Just trying to change. There we go. Win-loss. I hope we get a Prism, because that's a matchup that actually, I feel like it's awful for Katsu, but it's really fun to play because you can have a lot of skill expression there. See if we can try to hop into a Prism game real quick. I wish you could still do in Talishar, like the looking for, you could actually have a title for the game, so you could be like looking for Prism. Saying there's another Katsu trying to get games. Just go ahead and make a queue. Just play whatever comes to us. Hopefully, maybe a KO as well, because I would like to see that matchup. There we go, KO. So right now, since I'm playing the standing orders, I'm not playing any of the sideboard, like the Flick Flacks, the Command and Conquers, or the Reinforces. I know a lot of people are playing the Flick Flacks. It's just kind of like with how my list is set up. When you play Art of War, Warmongers, Ancestral Harmony, and Flick Flack, you can get some very, very bad hands with that. Let me make sure I got the right equipment. You can get some doggy hands with that. Because, Art of War with no attack actions is just like, it's awful. Then Flick Flack with no combo cards is also just awful. So, probably would be more willing. Okay, this is a cool one. Okay, so destroy this. Just passing. Oh, is he literally just playing the KO Armory deck? I wonder if I can beat the KO Armory deck. Never thought I would live to see the day where I play the KO Armory deck on stream. Hey, they perfectly played around the salt window, which is kind of the G moment for them. I will come in for 2. They just blocking everything. They said, nah, you get no damage in. All right. They got that one. I can't play it. It's not real. It's not a real game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not a real game. We gotta play against a deck preferably with all the equipment. Not saying the play was bad at all. Not saying that. I'm saying it's just I think Katsu into that deck would probably just be like without the flesh bag, without everything. I don't think it would go well. Oh, there we go. I've been forgetting to say that. Rude of me. I'm gonna LMAO. Okay, I was about to say if it's another KO Armory deck, I'm gonna laugh. Right, so um we have a few fun lines here. Just depends on how we want to play it. So we could go like pitch Warmongers, um, Kadachi, Descending Gust Waves, holding the Fluster Fist in hand. And then if they don't block, we discard the Fluster Fist, get bonds for Fluster. They're probably going to block. So then we get to play the Fluster Fist for 2, setting that up in the graveyard, arsenaling the Whelming Gustwave. You could also do a line where you pitch the Fluster Fist and just end on a Warmongers to play around a Blood Rush next turn, like a high roll. If I was at the Pro Tour, I probably would do the Warmongers line, just to prevent myself from getting high rolled. But I'm going to go ahead and just do the Fluster Fist line and get it set up. I don't know. This is the cool thing about Flesh and Blood, is when the lines are about mathematically the same amount, it's just kind of like, what do you want to play around? What do you want to set yourself up for? That's what I find interesting. Or like the line is like not direct, you know? Yep, block. Block is good, and then just Fluster for 2. And if he plays a Blood Rush here, I'm gonna be like, yep, should just play the Warmongers and but we are doing something very important in this matchup, arsenaling a red disruption piece. I mean, not disruption, combo piece. Okay, so looks like didn't have that, so I don't have to feel bad. 9. It's pretty good. We'll probably just I don't know. We could like. It's interesting, huh? It's weird because we don't have surging. I wonder if he'll block over 1. It's fine. We'll take this 9. Claw. Ooh, are we getting a triple hit this turn? It's gonna be kind of annoying. Okay. Oh yeah. It's just that, so he gets his agility back. Makes sense. We'll start with this and see what that. If he overblocks, then that's fine. We'll pitch the bonds, go for a spinning. Okay. No react. So then, um, I don't see a reason not to do that then, because we already have the whole combo, so we're not trying to. Mm. That blue was actually just perfect right there. If you're asking why did I play the Ancestral there and not wait to like this Whelming Gust Wave, is because we have to pay 1 for the um to turn it into it, so we have to pitch the Ancestral anyway. Um, so might as well just get a free damage in. If we draw red, we still do that same line of play, which is fine. We're happy with that. But this way, we actually get a Kadachi and get to play the spinning wheel kick. If we want. Looks like we can't do that though. you get to go Kadachi Kadachi and Arsenal the spinning wheel kick. But it's actually kind of good to have that spinning in Arsenal because you get to you get to lead with that. And spinning wheel kick's one of the best things to lead with because it's so weird for your opponent to block. Because if you have like an ancestral and a spinning wheel kick, do they play around that? You know, like maybe you have a surging, especially with Hardened cross traps up. You could have a surging, a bonds, and a zero, and you go in a you pitch a blue, you go spinning wheel kick, and they're just like you could just have it all here, or you could have nothing. Sometimes they block the spinning wheel kick, it does nothing. Sometimes they don't block it, and it just turns on a whole like 20 damage turn. Right now, pretty standard stuff, just doing damage. Okay, this is a fun one. Literally the situation I just talked about, where I was, where I'm gonna go spinning wheel kick, and they have no idea what like what does the spinning wheel kick do? Yawning over here. Early morning. I know the stream was set an hour early today because I have something to do around 12. So I was just trying to get it probably going to end it off after this game just because I need a couple minutes to get ready for that errand I have to run. But I appreciate those who are in here chilling with me, watching the Katsu games. Those who stayed for my rant at the beginning. I'm going to talk to Kyle to hopefully post that up, just as where I think Katsu is in the meta and everything. I forgot to say it there, but I'll say it right here. I think he's B tier. I think he's good. I think there's better options, though. But I like what he does. I vibe with him. And vibes are worth a lot to me. Let me just refresh here, make sure priority's not waiting on me. Okay. So this is the scary part. Do you break the sash here and just like get 2 attacks for 1 cost on me? Or does he not have the let me see, is it 6 or more, costs 1 less. Okay. Okay, so he bricked pretty hard on this blood rush. This might be the pop-off turn? Okay, well. Okay, this doesn't have go again. We're chilling. I think we just block 2. Threaten what we want. Threaten that we will break the scales in the Breeze Riders if we want to. Now, I really wish we could play this out, and then like a part of me just wants to go like play out this, break this, and just go for this line. And then just like double, like just go for bonds and everything. But that would require him not flush bagging us. And oh yeah, that's too risky right there. Way too risky right there. Oh, do you think Blitz? Sorry, the chat hasn't been updating for me. Do you think the Blitz needs a rework? I'm excited. I would like to see Commoner Blitz as a good for new players, not to get steamrolled and cheap entry. I love Commoner so much, so I'm kind of like right there with you, where I think like a Commoner Blitz competitive format would be great because it feels great. Um, I played some Chain in Commoner, was having a blast with it. Right now, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Get our Oh, this is interesting actually. We actually just get so punished by the flashback here. It's so face up. I'm actually just gonna grab. Hmm. Or do we just like try to get it out of the way? Yeah, flashback plus the card count freaking sucks. Um, I'm actually okay with just grabbing a whelming here. Sorry, I was gonna. Okay, well, guy just guy just took the win, so nothing you can do about that. Here, I'll hop on one more. I should have said thinking. That's my bad. I'm excited for Zen. Same here. I'm excited for Zen too. That's why I haven't stopped my Katsu journey because I'm just happy to be playing some ninja. Honestly, yeah. Blitz is always just a rough format because it's not really cheaper than Classic Constructed by much either. And I would say that actually not having equipment, I think everyone kind of has this. Oh, Tekla Boston, so we can actually see how this matchup goes. Yeah, it part of Talishar, I guess. I wish so hard that you could just like have. I wish there was a competitive mode. Tested Starvo matchup. I have no clue, but I would actually like to see if that's good. They are gonna try fatigue, so I wonder if I should board up on cards a little bit. Like if I should go to. I'll just play the 62 because I've never played the matchup before. See if it feels right. Yeah, but Blitz, I feel like the equipment's actually more important than in CC. So go ahead, just throw surging, start it off. Get a whelming, throw the whelming. Sigil. That's fine. Well, we could play that for definite like two value. Try to high roll, but I think it's better if we just save that. see what he does on this. Probably just block out, which is fine. Bro, I'm dead. Test some shit. I'm having Victor PTSD right now. What the hell? So what I'm trying to do here is just get this Ancestral Harmony into Arsenal. I could have played it out for guaranteed 2 value, maybe hit a high roll, but I feel like from what people have said at the beginning of the stream into Teklo Boston, it is good just to set up. Probably I want to put this Ancestral Harmony in Arsenal, wait for another one or an Art of War to come along, play both of them on the same turn, and just go crazy with okay, so he is committed to like blocking the Kodachis. That's how fatigued we're getting here. When that's how you know someone's trying to fatigue you when you're playing Katsu. When you're like, yeah, good value turn, you still have 2 cards in hand, and they're just like, I'll block that Kodachi. And you're like, oh shit, okay. Oh, you're serious about this life. We're kind of just like playing to get blocked here. We're gonna do a fun line. We're gonna play this Be Like Water, then go Kodachi, play the bonds to get it engraved. I kind of hate doing it on a. Gonna do this to turn on the go again. We're just trying to set up the graveyard right here. So we got our 100, we got our Descendant, we got our Whelming, we got our Dishonor. We're gonna have our bonds in there. My man's blocking. My man's blocking. All right. We got a damage through. We're winning the race. At the bottom. Ugh, what are these hands? Kate. Playing some Evos out. Getting some armor. These hands are not it, my guys. Like, I don't know, dude. I just like, I'm not wasting another red bonds on that. Ugh. Ooh, these are the brutal Katsu ones. These are the brutal Katsu hands right here. Dishonor a post singularity Teklo. I never thought about that. My guys, these hands have not been it, Chief. What is going on? Can I get a red 0 so I can actually pitch one of these bonds away? You know, the gold is kind of crazy when you think about that. If they draw blue, yeah, that's kind of a cool build. I like that. I was about to say, I'm like, what happened? Oh my god, he's got all armor he needs. We're never getting anything through. When you're the go again deck with no go again, yeah, that's just, you know what? It's all right. That's just how it goes sometimes. That's the cope we'll be on today. Yeah, he's just like fully good to like beat my face in, right? Or like go singularity. Like he can win 5 different ways now. See, this is why I was like, I don't know if Teklo's a good matchup. Because I guess like I just drew horribly. But all right. Here we go. Here are some hands I can respect, all right? And then what is this? Okay, it just costs less to play. Cool. Um I'm this doesn't have to go again. I'm gonna block this just because. All right, so I was gonna wait, but I feel like the moment is now. Let's go. Oh shit. Um. Okay. Hand's kind of good. This hand's kind of gas, actually. This hand's gasoline. We got the tunic counter. Yep, there's that fate saying no, you don't get to do that. Have an awful day. Yeah, but here we're gonna go whelming, bonds, tunic. The bonds is gonna search for a bonds, but then we'll go tunic for the descendant into a bonds, and we're getting so much value off of this ancestral harmony. And that's why I know a lot of people aren't playing it, or some lists aren't playing it, but I love it so much. It's just so good. Because even let's just say we didn't hit that this descendant right here, we would have just played it for 1, 2, 3 value on a full red surging line. Like that's fine. That's fine value, but the height of it is just crazy. Um, here we're gonna search this. I'm actually ooh. I guess we go red just because we're basically screwed anyway. He's got 2 cards on there. 2 cards on there. That's 4, 5, 6. We're okay with that so far. He blocks 2 more cards. I'll be 7, 8, 9, 10 if he blocks 2 more. So he's just letting the tenacity happen. He's not gonna. He's like, if you want a tenacity, you can. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer in the combat chain and see what he does, because we started with surging, so this will actually be a fully active dishonor. When we get it out with the bonds. And then this is the other question where it's like, before I resolve this bond, so we could get a blue bonds, which is going to be coming in for 3 value, and then we would search out a descendant or whelming, which would be for 4 value, so that's 7 with the bonds that we're about to search. Then links would be we would search a cluster or dishonor, which would be 5. People are impatient on these Katsu turns, even though this is a pretty big decision. Here, because we can just say screw. I'm gonna go for the tenacity. 3 plus it's 8. Tenacity is about 8 as well. Grab the dishonor. This gotta block 2. Fabricate in hand, I guess, if he's doing that. We'll see what he does with this 100. Okay. Hopefully he'll block over it by 1 here. Okay, he just even blocked it. We didn't get the value we wanted, but that's alright. Combo piece. This is a. Don't see a reason not to play this out here. That's not good. We don't want to see that. Fabricate. That out. Hopefully get a card and some armor here. If he doesn't give me a card and armor here, we're breaking. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do that. That's fine. Then we could go for 3, but I think it's just better to arsenal that, try to get combo, obviously. Next turn we get our tunic as well. Oh, that's crazy. Teklo goes hard, man. Teklo goes really hard. see if he does anything. Sink below. 4. This is good to keep that. I don't think we're gonna draw into anything crazy. It'd have to be like a bond, like one of our 3 bonds left in deck. Something like that. I think we just let him have there. We just happy with that. Nope. Arsenal that bad boy. Hey, I'm happy with this hand. Fatigue. Yeah, but that's just part of the part of Katsu, you know, like you get to play against the fatigue matchups and it's fun because you get to play your deck and they're just gonna try to block you out and you gotta figure it out. Yep. He said I'm going to block. That's alright. Do this. I'm gonna put full control on because there's a cool little thing you can do with Katsu. Hey, I heard that one's pretty good. Let's see if this works. And I would like to get that spinning wheel kick right back. So that's a cool thing you can do is you can actually you put the spinning wheel kick back into the deck and then play it out with itself. Oh my god, this is just getting freaking grindy, dude. I don't think we're gonna I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull this one out. Surprisingly, the Teklo has gone through like so much of their deck though. Oh, my bad. I still have full control on. Take that off real quick. No Katsu. All right. I will take 3. Which one? Overpower plus 3. Whenever this hits a hero, they discard a card. Um, that is hitting. Which one are we discarding? Probably Assault the Wound's gonna get at least. I think Assault the Wound will at least get 3 value next turn, or a 2 value next turn, right? Because we're gonna go Kadachi, Kadachi. What can we search? I guess I'm gonna send a message. So we don't get the thing because everyone's kind of in a rush today. So we have the what do we have with Gil again? So we're at 100 wins. We would have to get a spinning, I believe. Do we have a spinning? Okay, I think we have No, we don't have. We'll block with the. We'll get rid of that. I mean, spinning. Oh my god. So many blocks. Christ. Kadachi. My Kadachi and Christ. What non-attacks are these? Uh, Equipment. I guess so. He can't reset. Is singularity a non-attack? I don't know. Pick four. Move Arsenal bonds here. Which one is this? Discard a card. Guess we're discarding buns. Do we even have descending left? Yeah, 1, 2 yellow, 1 red, 2 red, 3 yellow, maybe 1 red left in deck. Sure. Tech low leveler. Please just have an attack to kill me. Singularity. Does he get an attack? We'll discard that. And we will block the we'll block those, and we're about to be dead. And we are dead. Good game. Well, see, I guess I need a couple more reps into that because good game to my opponent. Well played, well played. We had a couple brick hands there. We got back into it, but it looks like we just didn't have enough juice to pull out at the end. The armor went crazy, man. It really did. The armor went crazy. The defense went crazy. Um, but yeah, good game. This was a fun stream, everyone. I'm gonna head out. That's why I had to do the stream a little bit earlier today because I had an errand I have to run. I gotta leave in just a couple minutes from home. But thank you to everyone who came out, who's been chilling in the chat. I think, is there a calling coming up soon in Warsaw? But yeah, maybe next week or a week or two from now, I think that is. We'll watch that on the stream together, or I'll play games and we'll talk about it, something like that. That would be fun, but might not be playing Katsu next week. Might be playing either LL because I don't want to play CC because I have nothing to go for until the new set comes out, or I might be playing something in CC that I haven't played before, so something more fun, maybe like Dash IO or something like that, a deck I've never really messed with. So that would be fun. But till next time, see y'all, and shout out everyone who came out. Shout out Magnolia. Shout out Fabric. They're wonderful people. Shout out the team, of course. But catch y'all later. All right. See ya.